Morning, everybody. This is Jonathan Grummer, and it's February 10th, 2019. And I encourage you to watch the entire video. I'm going to share testimony here, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to share something, an announcement, a special announcement that's going to happen in the upcoming days concerning this channel, and want you to hear this whole message, and then you can hear what announcement I have at the end of the video. So stay tuned. This is Jonathan Grummer. Today is February 10th, 2019, and it's kind of interesting. This morning, I got up, and I always go to I don't know if you can see this, but that YouVersion app up right there. I clicked on that. Whenever I wake up, that's the first thing I do. I go to this YouVersion app, and I actually read the verse of the day. And today, the verse of the day is, and this is really cool. Let's give me just a minute. Verse of the day is Ephesians 6, verse 11, King James Version. Says, "Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." Now, I find that really interesting. So, because yesterday, which was the 9th of February, on the weekends, I always come out here where I'm at to Grapevine Lake, and I pray before going to church or whatever. Come out here early in the morning before the sun rises. As you can see, it's dark behind me except for this light right here. Ouch. Sorry. Remember E.T.? Ouch. So, anyways, so yesterday I was out here, but in a different location. Right now I'm at what's called Treywick Pavilion. But anyways, I was out here yesterday to pray, and I've really been struggling to, take every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. We're to renew our minds to the Word of God. Romans 12, verse 1 and 2 says, something, hold on, I'm trying to think of it. Let's go there. I'm going to look it up on the phone here. Romans 12, verse 1 and 2. So it says, "I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service, and be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." So, we're to renew our minds to the Word of God. And I've been struggling with thoughts in my mind, casting down vain imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. We're to cast down our thoughts and renew our minds by the word of God. So what I was doing, I was asking God, I need a word to stand on so that I can renew my mind. And that word stand, really, when I prayed the word stand right then, but yesterday, I felt like I was supposed to read Ephesians 6. So I went to Ephesians 6, and I'm going to read this to you real quick. Starting in verse 10, I think. Let me get there real quick. Ephesians 6:10. Yes. So here it is. I'm going to read verse 10 through 10 through 20. So here it is. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. Now, that's kind of key there. His might, not ours. Put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And this is kind of cool. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Now, let me repeat that. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and on your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, take the shield of faith, wherewith we shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints, and for me, that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in bonds, and therein I may speak boldly as I ought to speak. So I read that yesterday morning out here at the lake, and I read that, and it just really impacted me. Well, last night when I went to church, I was talking to a friend of mine, and sharing what I just shared with you there. And when he said the word wrestle, I thought of Jacob. So I went to look where Jacob wrestled with an angel, which was actually God. He wrestled with God. And it really spoke to me, and it's in Genesis. Let's go Genesis 32. And I'm not really sure what verse, but let me look. I highlighted it. Here we go. So let me bring you up to date here. So this is just before, and this is interesting. This is just before Jacob goes sees his brother Esau, which him and his brother did not get along because, Jacob stole Esau's birthright. And so Jacob sent a bunch of his servants to give his brother a bunch of, cattle and stuff, and to appease him so that, Esau wouldn't want to kill his brother or something. And before all that happened, Jacob says here, Genesis 32, verse 24, it says, "And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him unto the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him," the angel did not prevail against him, "the angel touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint, as he wrestled with him. And he said, the angel, let me go, for the day breaketh," which the sun is coming up right now. And he said, Jacob said, "And I will not let you go except you bless me." And the angel said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." And the angel said, and I'm adding angel or God. It's probably he's wrestling with God there. And he said, "Your name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince have you power with God and with men, and has prevailed." And it goes on, Jacob says, "And Jacob asked him and said, Tell me, I pray you, that your name." And he said, "Wherefore is it that you ask after my name?" And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the place Peniel, "For I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved." So I found that interesting that today, this word that's on the verse of the day today came out of the verse that God gave me yesterday. So the word that God gave me yesterday was, "Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." And so that's kind of interesting. So I hope that blessed you. And now you're probably saying, "Well, what's that announcement that you mentioned earlier that you would share at the end of this video?" Valentine's Day, as long as it's not raining like it is right now, I'm going to go down to Waco, Texas. Forgive me. Waco, Texas. And I'm going to go kayaking with a friend of mine in the Brazos River, right where the Brazos and the Bosque River join. And I'm gonna video that and put it on this YouTube channel. So be looking forward to that. I'm gonna try some suspending jerk baits and crankbaits to see if I can catch any bass or anything down there. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching. God bless. Have a good day.